So, is it possible to actually get rid of the ego? Like, of course, you can't really be there as awareness, separate from the ego, looking at the ego and saying, please, ego, get away from me. All the spiritual teachers have taught me that the ego is the cause of suffering, so please, go away from me. It's the cause of suffering, of course, but you cannot separate yourself from the activity of the ego and say that it should go away. You actually have to embrace it, because the ego is not separate from you. It contains the energy that you are looking for. Now imagine that you are a being full of power, full of energy, full of aliveness. Now, there's a split. There was a split going on inside of you. And all the energy that you're looking for, that you're lacking right now, is stuck in the thing that you are calling the ego. It is stuck in the things that you call thoughts, trauma, reactions, emotions, and patterns. And now you want to have that energy back, so you cannot get rid of the ego. You have to integrate it. And you can only integrate it if you are able to love it. So imagine that you are like an infinite ocean, and it was eternally peaceful forever. And all of a sudden there was like a wave that was out of nowhere appearing in that ocean, and that wave is saying, I'm mischievous, I want to have conflict, I'm seeing the ocean, it's different from me, I want to dominate the ocean. So, and you are still the ocean, but you're identified as the wave. So from the perspective of the ocean, you cannot say, wave, please go away, or give me my energy back. But you actually have to look at it and embrace it. And that can feel like there is me, the sense of I am, and there's also like a thought or a feeling of shame, of anger, of resentment, for example. And that represents the ego. So you have to look at that resentment, for example, and be with it until the I amness is absorbing this feeling of ego with the power of love and acceptance, knowing that actually it's not separate. Now, if you can really just tune into that feeling of I am, there is a feeling that I am. And it's not the feeling of a body, it's not the feeling of a head. It's really just when you are feeling the head, you can ask yourself who is feeling the head, and then you will be aware of the I amness. It's like an open, spacious thing which is not separate from whatever is perceived. So this open, spacious awareness is actually one with whatever is being perceived. So there's this body, there's this wall, pink dumbbells, and you are simply one with whatever's happening. So what usually happens when people want to wake up and get rid of suffering is they feel themselves as something that is separate from the sensation of suffering. So there is a feeling of suffering. Let's say it's in the solar plexus. There is a sense that you are suffering right here. And spiritual teachers say you're not that, so separate yourself from that. It's like, cut the link. You're not it. So you're trying to get rid of it. But actually, that sense of suffering, it is substantially consists of what you are. So if you're trying to get rid of it, there is a conflict. That's why Krishnamurti is saying, do not separate the observer from the observed, because whatever is being observed consists of the observer. So if you create a distinction between you and whatever you're observing, there must be conflict. You see it as something else than you, and there's just a sense of suffering, a sense of non-acceptance, non-allowing. And only when you see that actually I am already pure consciousness, which doesn't mean that I automatically have to feel peaceful, but it does mean that whatever I perceive must be one with me, and therefore I am allowing it automatically without having to do any technique for it. And it is already one with this ocean that I have always been. So this wave is being recognized as an appearance in me, not just something in me, but it is substantially me. It is I. Also, it's not just I am and body, I am and thoughts. It's I am, and I am also the body, and I'm also the thoughts, and I'm also whatever's perceived outside, and I'm also the world and the universe. But those are just appearances. It's like myself, like a chameleon. It's just appearing as that. So infinite consciousness, which is who you are, pure consciousness, the ocean, and the suffering, which is what you perceive, but you see that it's not separate from you. So therefore you allow it. It's like you're a loving, caring mother looking at a hurt child, instead of saying, you're such a bad ego, you should go away. You should really be ashamed of yourself. You look at it and you're really loving it, and you're inviting it, and you allow it to be here, and then you feel this center. It's like the center. When you try to find the ego's center, then you will only find the center of the I am, and when you find the I am, you will evaporate. There's just this open field of the thing that you cannot really describe, because awareness, of course. So, is it possible to kill the ego? You can kill the ego with love. You can kill the ego with acceptance. If you try to kill the ego like a warrior full of hate and anger, then you will strengthen the ego, because the warrior, the killer, is the ego. So the one who's trying to kill the ego with anger and resentment and power, that's the ego. That's already the separation. That's, within the field of pure peace, there's a mischievous wave pretending to be something evil. And now, by trying to get rid of that evil, you create a second evil. So you have defeated that evil, there's still an evil. So you can create a third evil to create the second evil, and so on. But that won't bring you to the goal. You want to have peace. So you look from the perspective of that which is already accepting and loving, and you look at that evil. You see that actually it's not evil, it's just in pain. And you see that pain, you look at that pain, and you integrate it and you accept it. You allow the negative feeling to touch you, and then it dissolves, and there's always this, automatically it is revealed that actually what you truly are is pure peace. It's just as simple as that. So you don't have to find a center, you don't have to find anything, you just are. You simply are already. And when it feels like this negative feeling feels like I am the center, then go to that until it dissolves. And then you'll be free. And then it's just like an openness there. And I was also thinking about this, some people are so, their nervous systems are so agitated, so painful, that this direct pointing is not really enough. Although, if you really get it, it will calm your nervous system. But if the nervous system is so rapid, so fast, so agitated, that it could be that this is just doesn't work. You need something that you can hold in your hands. You just need something that you can, like a real practice, not just some open awareness, but something real. And in that case, it could really help if you're just simply doing some breath work, not eternally forever, until you hope that enlightenment will just happen out of nowhere, because that doesn't work like that. But just to calm your nervous system, it could help to do some breath work. And what I like to do, someone asked me what kind of breath work I like to do. I've discovered a video on YouTube where some guy is like breathing in for 2 seconds and breathing out for 7 seconds. And then after repeating that for 10 times, it's just holding the breath. After exhaling, just hold the breath for 30 seconds or 1 minute, and then repeat that process. That was really healing for my nervous system. But when you feel like, okay, I feel actually quite peaceful, then you can return to and try to have this insight of there being this infinite being. And if that doesn't work, if it's not clear already that beingness is what everywhere, then you can try to find the center. and find where are you. You know, that's the classical self-inquiry. Everyone has this intuitive sense that I'm here. I'm the one looking through those eyes. And that is the first thing that consciousness is appearing as. It's not the ego yet, but it's also not the absolute. It's like this pure beingness. And then the mind is trying to masquerade it, give it a mask. Like, it's not just beingness, it's actually Michael. It's not just beingness, it's a doctor. So when you're asking yourself, who am I? The mind says, I'm Sarah. And then you ask, okay, where can I feel Sarah? Then it's not Sarah anymore, it's a sense of presence that doesn't have a gender. And then when you abide as that, it will open up. It will, but don't force that process of opening up. Just be in that, and if it feels like a center, stay as that center, stay as that feeling of I'm here. And don't force this thing to open up. It's like it's like an egg that is hatching. You cannot just crack it open. Yeah. So I hope this helped. And if you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and have a great day.